You had me at hello.
Hello and welcome. I am Atman Mehta from vizworks. As you all know that we are in lockdown since the past 40 days, so it is very important to stay mentally positive during these periods. So we have Rijuta Banerjee, who is a psychologist, and she is going to walk us through the tips to stay positive during this period. So let's welcome Rijuta on the show and get to know more about it. Before that, subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the notification bell. Thank you so much. Over to you, Rijuta.
Hello everybody. I am Rijuta Banerjee. I am an organizational psychologist. So basically, organizational psychology is a scientific study of the workplace. And what an organizational psychologist does is that they apply those psychological theories onto building blocks of the organization, that is the employees. So while we are working on the employees, we are working for the employees, we are helping the organization to reach on to their goals and maximize their profits. So basically, it's a two-way process where we are also catering to the employees while we are making the organization to touch their goals. And I'm currently an HR practitioner with a company called Travel Karma that's based out of Ahmedabad. And I do all the HR processes there, that is payroll, employee engagement, recruitment, everything. And also I have a grievance cell, and basically that takes care of the counseling part of psychology, where if an employee is feeling out of the blue, or maybe they're not feeling, they're stressed out, or they have family issues, they come and talk to me about it and we come to a solution for their problems. And also I am a software trainer. So yes, that's what I do currently.
Okay, so moving on from the introduction part, can you throw some light on the importance of why mental health is very important in this kind of scenario of COVID-19?
Yes, so as an organizational psychologist, I know what the problems are currently. We are going through a lot of economic issues lately, and people have been laid off from their companies. They don't have job. Uh, they are out of work. They have less work in the company, and they're stressed out about their pay cuts. So there's a lot of anxiety happening because I think we are not as productive as we used to be.
Yes,
And since we are social beings, we don't have that social interaction anymore, and that is causing a lot of problems to many people.
right. So, can you enlist a few commonly faced issues during these times?
So basically, I've come across a lot of anxiety. People are worried that they'll lose their jobs. Anxiety related to whether I'll contract the virus or not. If there are people who've contracted virus in the family, you can't even imagine the amount of tension that they must be going through.
Mhm.
And they are tensed about the food shortages, the resources if they fall short, and how to make the ends meet in the house. There are stresses about their relationship issues. Girlfriend is in the same city, boyfriend is in the same city, they can't meet anymore. So there have been a lot of communication gap between people, and a lot of negativity around us in the news, and we have a lot of negative environment in the social media also.
Do you foresee this kind of similar environment going on in the future also in terms of the jobs and businesses?
See, I think all of us are well aware of the business cycle, and these cycles happen and are inevitable. So, there is going to be economic depression sometime, there's going to be a boom, and we have to be prepared for any scenario. Basically, we have that capacity to adapt to situations, and we are well capable of getting through stuff, and we thrive.
Right. But as of now, since the lockdown is going to be over soon, so it is going back to the normal cycle. Now since people have moved on to that very luxury zone, It's very hard for them to shift back to the normalcy. So with that normalcy, to bring back that normalcy in life, can you recommend a few ways to bring that back?
I'm so sorry. Can you reframe the question in a certain manner? I did not get it.
So since the lockdown is going to end in a few days,
Yes.
it is very difficult for people to come back to the normalcy because we have
Okay.
moved on to the
Yes.
very luxury and laid back lifestyle.
Yes. 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 I
So
think there's a contradicting. I think there are contradictions in this viewpoint. Some people are dying to fall back to the old life, and yeah, some people are so comfortable in the household scenario that they'll just take a lot of time to adjust to the the hectic situations that we were in previously. So I think there's a contradiction, and there are two sets of people for us.
mhm. But in that also you also will face any people will face challenges coming their way, be it
They will.
professional or
I think that
be it
already.
professional or personal.
See, I'll tell you, there's a very basic principle where uh, people are resistant to change. I think all of us have heard about that quotation, resistance to change, and that is going to persist even when you're out of your house, even when you're in the house. You'll always have this resistance where you don't like a certain change and you just can't accept it all of a sudden, right? It takes a little time, but then you have to set yourself in that situation to be able to live on.
Right. So I mean, can you? So there must be some sort of activities which people can do to overcome this mundane and lifestyle of very leisure lifestyle.
Yeah. So I think currently people are have had a very negative outlook towards a lot of things. So first thing that I'll ask them to do is stay positive no matter what. If there's negativity around you, try making a boundary where you're blocking that out for yourself. I'm not saying that you cut off from the news or cut off from these negative people. Just
Hmm.
make a boundary, create a safe space for yourself where you're also eliciting positivity to other people. So if somebody wants to make a fitness video, you don't criticize it, right? It's their way of coming out of certain situations. They might not be feeling happy and it's something that makes them happy. Let them do it. So I have ways in which they can stay positive. Firstly, they can maintain a journal where every single night when they're going to sleep, write down all the positives in life. That is one practice that
Mhm.
everybody should do. There are going to be problems in your life at every single step, and it's very important to hold on to that positivity in order to move on and go on with your life. And all these recreational activities are very important. If you like dancing, if you like singing, if you like creating something artistic, do it. You did not have time for it in the previous months. You have time now, so make the most of it. Learn something new, do courses. You have Coursera and you have Udemy, so many various platforms where you can get certifications from. You like gardening, go do some gardening, learn cooking, spend time with your family. We have these games called Ludo and House Party where you can start interacting with your friends on daily basis. So there are a lot of ways in which you can engage in activities and not think about anything negative.
So, do you recommend what books do you recommend for self help? Since you're a psychologist, so what books do you recommend for that?
On self-help. Okay. One thing about me is that I'm not into reading, and that's a very bad thing. But as a psychologist, I read articles and all these psychological studies that come up. I am just on Psychology Today all the time to update myself. But don't ask me about books. I think I'm the wrong person to speak about that.
Books or articles, either of the two.
So I have certain links that I can share on my page and people can get it. Well, psychology today is something that's very interesting, and I like reading about stuff, the upgradations in the study. And I think if people self-help books, I'll actually go through it and I'll help them out. But so nothing is coming onto my mind promptly, actually.
Okay. So, do you consult people, or do you just refer them to the other specialists, or can you
Okay.
consult them apart from the HR part?
Okay, so basically, since I'm not a clinical and a counseling psychologist, I'm not practicing in that area. I can deal with minor issues like stressors, anxiety, work related problems, minor family issues, and stuff like that. But if they have severe disorders or they are facing severe mental health problems, I can refer them to people. And since we have a very well connected psychology community, we can take them to the right people. So yes, they can seek help. If I can help them out, I can, and if not, I can refer them to people.
Okay, and what would be your conclusion message to stay positive during these times?
I'm sorry, can you come again?
What would be a very conclusive statement for you to give during these times?
Okay, conclusive statement. I think all of us should surrender to the nature right now. It's very important that we start respecting our surroundings that we had been avoiding for so long.
Mhm.
And one should understand that nothing comes for free. Everything has a price. So I think that ways we should start respecting what we have, and just thank God for having whatever we have right now. So that's one basic message that I have for everybody. Don't abuse anything that's given to you. Don't take it for granted.
Okay. So yeah, that's about it from Rijuta Banerjee. She's a clinical psychologist. She's a psychologist, and she's a
Psycho-
professional. She's a psychologist and a model. And so you can, I'll put her Instagram links in the description below. You can go check her out profile and contact her for any help, or if you have any assignments regarding modeling, you can contact her. Thank you so much, Rizita, for being with us on the show, and stay safe,
Thank,
stay home.
thank you so much. Yeah.
Yeah.